So basically, simply based on the fact that Searching came out last weekend, and this weekend we got The Nun and Peppermint, this is the weekend I should have gone on vacation. Like, this is the weekend I should have missed the movie. Well, what the fuck do I know? Peppermint. Why do they call it that? Right now I'm like, wait, why is it called Peppermint? They never call her Peppermint. They never reference Peppermint, I don't think. That I can recall, there's no reference to Peppermint, so it's just a weird title to have for this movie. I guess this is the part where the possibility that this is based on some graphic novel comes into play. I don't know though. I suppose one quick Google search could inform me as to whether or not that is the case, but to address that based on my motivation, that's not gonna happen, so I'm just gonna continue to wonder why they call it that. In any case, Peppermint is the story of soccer mom turned vigilante. Jennifer Garner's in the lead role. This gang does a hit, a drive-by shooting. It kills her husband, kills her daughter. She disappears for 5 years to train somewhere to return as Sarah Connor incarnate and get revenge. I'm gonna talk about what I liked about this movie. First of all, I like Jennifer Garner, and I like Jennifer Garner's execution with the character, and I like the movie's attempt at what they were doing with her character. I say attempt because, as the great Ben Mendelsohn as Daggett in The Dark Knight Rises told us,
one doesn't get.
What I liked about Jennifer Garner is she looked like she knew what she was doing. I feel like she really trained for this role. I don't know. Again, a quick Google search could do it, but I really lack the fucking motivation to research this movie. I'm not doing an in-depth film analysis dive on a grade B revenge tale named after a fucking Christmas cane flavor. But for Jennifer Garner's part, she really looked like she knew what she was doing. She was jacked up. But for what they attempted to do with her character, they attempted to show that someone in her position is not going to be entirely sane. You get the feeling she is at least a little crazy in this movie, not just because she's hallucinating her dead daughter, I get that, but she's like threatening other deadbeat dads, like threatening their lives. Granted, the dude was a deadbeat dad, but was he like put a gun in his mouth and threaten his life deadbeat? Pep talk, sure, but at least he told his son not to talk to strangers. The dad cared, at least in that sense. He gets drunk all the time, sure, maybe he's buying booze to forget the pain. Maybe his wife died right in front of him. Surely you can empathize with that. Just her separation of what's acceptable, what's reality is just kind of cracked. But someone who goes from living a normal life to killing people without remorse, they would be a little cracked. I like the fact that this movie at least addressed that, because a lot of movies are like, no, they're just the same person, they just kill people now. That's not really how it would be. And you know what? When people were dying, it was entertaining enough. When there's a lot of blood being thrown on the screen in my grade B revenge tale, I enjoy it. I'm just old school like that with my revenge tales, and obviously this movie's not going for an Oscar. It's not trying to be some modern masterpiece. You can always tell what a movie like this is going for from the blood spatter. There's a lot you can tell by blood spatter when it comes to a crime scene and a movie scene. In a movie, when the blood spatter is lighter in texture, maybe lighter in color, and then as it pools onto the floor, maybe it gets a little darker. You're probably there for a legit crime drama because there is an attempt to make the blood look at least a little real. But upon exiting the human body, if the blood is thick, coagulated, gel-like, it almost looks like they mix slime in with blood, just like way too much corn syrup. You're there for a slasher flick, Gorno, or grade B revenge tale. You just are. So right out the gate, you know what this movie's going for. However, among the blood spatter, there has to be a good story, or at least some good resolve, some good resolution, something you can really get behind where you're like, yeah, I'm rooting for you because the setup led us to here and now we're executing it and you're executing them. This movie doesn't really go that route though. And maybe I'm being a bit too traditional. I know the cinematic thing right now is to go into unexpected territory, make unexpected turns and decisions. But sometimes the formula works because the formula works. If you set these ones up to be the shitheads, have those be the ones she goes after. After the flashback backstory of how she got to this point near the beginning of the movie, 3 on her hit list are dead. One of them you actually see get taken out in a very quick scene. You don't really know what you're watching yet. Then someone's like, what about this other person? They're like, yeah, he's dead too. I guess he died off screen. So that makes 4. 4 people on her shit list get taken out and the movie just kind of breezes over it. Because they want to concentrate on her going after the big fish, like their boss, the one who actually gave the order. And I'm glad they're all thinking big picture, but you can't just breeze over the deaths of the ones we actually saw kill her family. I can see the movie having a couple of bodies show up without showing her kill them. If it's like a mystery, we're trying to figure it out with the movie, like it's Mask of the Phantasm or something, that would make sense, but we already know she's the one who's doing it. So by not showing her kill these people, you're kind of robbing the audience because the movie made it personal to the audience by showing the triggermen actually kill her family. Like imagine The Crow, where it doesn't actually show Eric Draven kill T-Bird or Tintin, we just hear about it. Having them die off screen just feels really cheap. It feels like they didn't show that for the sake of showing her kill more people who didn't really have a first-hand influence in killing her family. Like imagine in Star Wars, someone has an axe to grind with an Imperial officer like Grand Admiral Thrawn has this whole revenge quest. If they kill stormtroopers along the way, it's not the same. You don't get that gratification. And since in the beginning of the movie, they essentially wipe out half of the revenge quest, there's more downtime than I would have liked, and it kind of bogged the movie down. If you want to give filler, show us how she trained to get this good in the subsequent 5 years. We don't even see that. That would have been more interesting than the things they show as filler in this movie. Guys, in the end, Peppermint had a couple of attempts to be more than what it was, but in reality just kind of fell flat as a revenge tale. Peppermint, like the nun, I'm just not gonna remember it in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Again, even a Method Man cameo couldn't save this one. Method Man has a small role in this movie. One could call it a cameo. And you know I like Method Man, so I was like, maybe the movie's gonna get better. Then again, I like Jennifer Garner. Anyone I recognize in this movie, I like. But I guess you just can't save them all. The movie is still the movie. All right, so Peppermint, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.